sure.
Is there somebody in your team that like you guys flame as a joke? Maybe not so.
Okay,
joke.
there is a new meme coming up.
Okay.
For
Hot
some
new
reason,
meme.
for some reason, Zifrik finds himself always blinking with Earthshaker on top of a stun, and he doesn't get his Echo Slam.
Well, that's
It has happened
every
like
game,
4
actually.
times the last week or something.
Dude, that
this is getting crazy.
That is infuriating. Where you just like, I've got this sick initiation. You just land inside of a stun. You're
Yes.
just like,
It
okay.
actually happened in our last game, and I told him it's the Zifrik Classic at this point, dude. Fuck it.
I feel like that's like a pretty much everyone classic though. Like like any of these like big cooldown ults, like the mags. Like, I remember Max had a game when he played mag, and he's like yelling at the top of his lungs, and he's usually really really quiet.
Sure.
He's like 3-man RP, 3-man RP, and then he blinks in, gets stunned, and then like he doesn't cancel the cast or something, or he presses RP while he's stunned, and then as soon as the stun is over, he just RPs nothing, and it looks ultra funny.
Just looks like one of those frustration RPs.
Yeah.
Just kind of slams the ground.
It's
down.
like 2 seconds after everyone backed off, and then he's just like, that's pretty sad.
Well, you're going to need some sort of saves for this Death Prophet, right? And there was one of them being banned away anyway, the Naga Siren, go-to counter against Faceless Voids for years now.
And I think Omar's Wraith King probably made an impression on EG. They got rid of that. Don't want to get Rapier Ags.
Ooh, I guess.
I heard that was. I did not get to see that game, but it sounded like a spicy one. You
It
got a sick
was.
teleport back while you're still a spirit.
Yeah, it was a little bit lucky that I didn't get focused by the Void, because if I get Buster, then I
Sure,
die
sure.
in the spot, and the Rapier drops there, but worked out.
An excuse to buy Rapier for Omar.
Yes. Just give me Rapier, man.
Oh, it kind of sounds like, because I am only seeing really Rapier on Medusa. That is the only hero right now I'm seeing it as like the early pickup that we haven't really.
Yeah.
And,
I just think people realize, because I've seen Rapier from like a lot more people, especially Miracle.
Yep.
I think people just understand like how strong the item really is if you have some safety net like Aegis, some Oracle maybe behind you. Makes sense.
Soon, Troll Oracle with a Divine Rapier.
First item Divine.
They picked the Shadow Demon themselves.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about a way to be able to purge off the Yules, which is fantastic, but Shadow Demon's also a save in his own right with Disruption.
Yeah, it's pretty good against the Void.
Yeah.
This is my favorite term in Dota. Do you think this was a block pick?
Block.
Oh.
It would make sense, right?
I personally, in fact, Crit actually brought up a preemptive pick, which was the Elder Titan, where it was like, it was a good Elder Titan game, but also you might get last pick meatballed by Cloud9. So it's like, maybe that was part of the reason that went into it.
Yeah.
But outside of like something like that, I don't believe almost ever in block picks or preemptive picking based off of this hero that's going to show up.
I think preemptive picking is like actually a thing.
If you have like some sort of combo that you know is going to happen, like some sort of
or
IO
like
plus.
I know we had some game where we played, I think it was here at Summit, where like we'd banned out like, both teams had banned out like 12 carries. And it was like PLs left in the pool.
Yeah, it's only PL. That's
Yeah, and I'm like,
yeah.
all right, well, most likely like they're gonna pick this PL. We have like Batrider or whatever.
Sure.
I'm like, all right, let's pick this Ember, make him not feel so good about that PL anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think stuff like that does happen.
But block picking?
Block picking, not
good way to
too
ruin your own
frequently.
draft.
Yeah.
It's such a blessing to get the insight of a good captain like
Kuroki
Insania.
or Poppy or No Tail. Yeah, or Seb. I feel you.
How is Pexio as a captain, by the way?
It's pretty good. We try to help him, of course, like in the draft and stuff. I think most teams do that. But he has a lot of good ideas and stuff about the draft.
It's
I think he's doing a good job.
I think it's very rare to see like new 5 positions, new captains come up in Dota. I mean, obviously he has experience from Han and stuff like that, but I still think it's like it's the role that people are looking for the most, right? They're just not that many captains.
Yeah, I think he's feeling it pretty well. He's definitely doing a good job.
It's also really hard to be a captain in these up-and-coming teams for that reason, because it's kind of what everyone's looking for, but it's also what no one has. So all these players in these lesser teams, or whatever to call them, they're really used to take some of the captaining load themselves. They make more calls inside of games, and that can make it really much harder for a captain to stand out
Right.
Yeah.
just because everyone is like taking part, and it's like that in our team too. Like everyone is making a lot of calls and leading a bit in our games.
So
I
you
think-
guys have to find that balance of helping him, but not like overreaching too much.
But I think I would say that's also depending on the team, because I know some teams have like this this big leader that does more things, but there are other teams that are like more open and free to be like on the players to decide what to actually do or pick or whatever.
Yeah, you've had experience with a captain with a big personality.
Aiding God, yes.
Me?
Yeah.
No, Spartan, right?
I was talking about Spartan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think actually a big part of like to build off of what Ziba said. I think a
Mhm.
big problem is trust. Like when you make these new tier 2 teams and you have like this guy that's like, all right, you're the captain.
Mhm.
You know, you play a bunch of games in the beginning, it doesn't really work out. The trust goes down real fast. I think in these
Yeah.
lower teams. But when you have someone like Kuro or Puppy, that they've proven themselves, right? You know you can trust them.
Sure.
And no matter what, at the end of the road, it's gonna work out because you've seen it work out for everybody else. I think that's kind of a bit of the problem with like new captains trying to come up,
Okay.
because you don't have that trust factor, and if your team isn't willing to believe, it's really really hard to build it up, because you never get like the opportunity to really like
Right.
show it.
Yeah.
Fun fact: Crit
Mhm.
recently hit level 25. Dota Plus Earth
On
Spirit.
Earth Spirit, yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah.
I wanted to talk about this because Zach's obviously a big Earth Spirit fan, and
Yep.
he said he had been talking to Crit about this Earth Spirit, and I go, so you played this Earth Spirit a lot now, right? What do you think of the hero? And Crit apparently said, still trash. And yet, here we see, it's a Crit Earth Spirit.
feel like that might just be a general EG tactic, just all across the board. You ask him
Maybe.
about a hero, say it's trash.
I feel like Crit is probably
Move
quite
on.
honest about it though.
He really is. He was
Yeah.
actually great on the
I
couch.
think if he said he thinks it's trash, he probably does think it's trash in most games.
So do you think this is just a really good Earth Spirit game?
It didn't look like it, honestly.
I wouldn't say so.
Maybe this
I
like
just
the
think it's a
idea
good
of
thing.
silencing the save or something.
I
while they
heard
put out the
rumor. I think
chronosphere.
there's two things in this game. There's the clockwork. You can always kick him out. Makes him very, very useless. You
Mhm.
never really die to him. So you win like the 4 battle.
Sure.
And then, like you said, the silence on the save when they initiate on DP is really nice. They don't have like the storm hero this time around to like jump in.
And you
Well,
won't
they're
say
gonna-
no to the silence on Troll either, right?
I think he'll
Oh, that's
primarily
kinda
actually use it for SD when they chrono. That's
Yeah.
probably what you should look out for in team fights. Like the chrono's gonna come down and Crit's gonna look to silence the SD at the same time.
All right, Beastmaster, giving them the vision advantage, a little bit more lockdown. What's our last pick for Fnatic?
I feel like they need something to address this Beastmaster, because
You don't think Troll SD is good enough?
it's a good lane, but it's really that great for the team fights. They have nothing's really clear. Minions.
It could still be a nice size clockwork, by the way. I know he likes the
Yeah, it
hero.
could be.
Ooh, what were they last pick DJ here?
Honest, is Wyvern up?
Wyvern's up.
Wyvern's in the pool. Could work.
Wyvern SD clock.
Maybe it's a bit too much on the save, but at the same time, you know, they have a troll
Uh.
and the DP that both want to be saved. It is rolling a lot of just damage though. They went for this Queen of Pain for just even more damage in the chrono.
Oh,
Is that an offlane Kunkka
Yeah.
then?
Offlane Kunkka.
that's another save. In a way, with the gods.
We'll
with the
see,
gossip.
they put
Oh,
out
wait.
on
Isn't
the
it
clock,
DP offlane?
so it's
Yeah, it's DP offlane.
Oh.
DP4.
DJ is playing Death Prophet.
Oh
Okay.
Jesus, this is that's
All
a
right.
mix up.
Okay.
We'll take a moment for you guys to digest that and figure out why after the break.
Okay. Okay, Boxy.
All right,
Boxy, get on the mic.
Yes.
Boxy, get on the mic.
Hi, Boxy. Come here.
If you
I am Madara, last hitter of nothing, denier of everything.
Oh my God.
is that
Boxy dog.
true? You lane up against Boxy. Are you that guy who prioritizes
think-
denies over
I
last
think
hits?
when me and Boxy lane against each other, it's just a shit show at this point. Like, we're just looking to get at each other's head. Like, I don't know what the fuck we actually do in the lane.
All right, so
I blame Boxy.
you guys got a minute. You guys actually talked it over. What is the consensus on this Death Prophet 4 position? Why did they pick it, and will it be good? Madara,
Zibe-
you will answer why
Zibe-
did they
Okay.
pick
Zibe
it.
is our mechanics guy, and like just
Yes.
go.
Okay,
Mechanics.
Zibe, answer why did they pick it? Or why is it 4 rather?
The DP was probably just picked early thing as a strong hero, and they feel confident putting it as position 4 too, and having that option available to you makes it way easier to pick this hero early. I think they ended up putting it on position 4 just because they thought that they couldn't save this guy if he gets chronoed. And if
Okay.
you can't save your mid here in the chrono, then it doesn't feel good. Like this guy will not be able to push towers, so they just, all right, let's make it a support. And they put this Kunkka instead. That's gonna be really great for alleviating the pressure this Beastmaster is gonna put on the map, and for setting up kills with the X-Torrent combo. So it just made a lot of sense.
So, Madara, will it work?
Will it work? Well, if I was playing Void and I was against a DP4 in the lane,
Mm-hmm.
it might have been like, there has to be some psychological problem there. You can't really take the lane seriously. You're like, oh, of course, yes. I'm gonna dodge, so it's fine. It's fine.
You're just going to dodge the entire
it. I don't wanna
mental
go against the
damage
bit that I
that would
can
have been
play the lane.
done. Instead, it's going to be Ramses who's going to take that and roll with it, apparently. Okay. I mean, imagine that's better.
Yeah, I think it just makes sense because, like, obviously, DP for position 4 is not a strong laner, and they're like, okay, we can probably go aggro and make the troll have a not good of an early game and get
Do
off
you-
with that.
Do you think that's effective, the aggro void lane into the troll lane?
I think so, because I don't think Radiant wants to try lane, especially with DP.
Okay.
I don't see it myself, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah, that
agree. I
makes
think the
sense,
big
that makes
reason for this is they have Earth Spirit, loves kills.
Yeah.
Trilane's like a beast. And then they have Snapfires. They're two supports against the other two supports. You got SD and DP. They know that they're guaranteed going to do really well in this lane, so
Okay.
that's probably why.
All I could see in
However-
my 68 brain was just ranged carry versus melee carry. Ranged carry must be better. That's all I saw in my head. So I'm
Looks
glad
like
you guys
Jab's about to
illuminated that.
I honestly think they don't really care. Like, you see Fnatic, they just continue with this dual lane, and you look at this Beastmaster, and you see he's really struggling. This guy hates playing 1 versus 2.
Mm.
PM?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this here with this guy was really late picked by EG, so they want this guy to have like a decent laning phase and to do shit early on.
Mhm.
But now he's getting nothing. And it might cause some problems after these lanes are over.
Well, they are at least getting the mid matchup, which that's a winner, right? Kunkka versus Quap.
I think that might be a mistake, by the way. Petrol didn't get his Q.
Oh yeah.
Like, if they go on him, he can definitely die.
No armor on him. Only 4.
Yeah. And no mischance, I guess.
But yeah, I do. Kunkka should win against Quap.
Ooh.
Oh, the push back in. That Kunkka lane is now going to get offset by the fact that Abed was gifted a first blood by Crit with a nicely timed rotation.
Is he still ahead?
Oh wow, they killed Fly bottom.
I don't know. I think if you go tri-lane like that, like, I can definitely see it being okay since they kill the Kunkka mid, but I think it can be really tough for Void
Mm.
if you just play a dual lane bottom now.
He's farming quite well though. He's 9-3 against Trolls.
Yeah.
6-3. Oh, nice.
And they're going to use the cookie to be able to initiate onto 23 Savage since he didn't have the Q.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to Whirling Axes to defend himself. And
place.
that's kind of a Q combo just because,
Yeah.
Void's in trouble. He still has his time lock available.
Ooh, time again.
Another jump forward. Close, but this time Moon was able to dodge the initiation.
We didn't talk much about it, but I actually feel pretty surprised that they put Abed on a hero like Queen of Pain. I don't think I've ever seen him play the hero. Maybe like once.
I feel like it kind of fits him, no?
You
like
think
just
so?
like, yeah, high mobility, mid-hero, run around, do stuff while Artorias
Crit?
creeps.
Rolled on, he ice. He's going to end
Is
up
this the happiest
dying
Earth Spirit
here.
in the
He is going to
universe?
be so happy. If he can manage to bring down DJ as well, just being able to get that kill on Ice was great. But now between the Boar and the Orb of Venom, I'm sure he's rocking. He will be able to find second kill. Well, it actually gets given to Ramses with the Boar poison, but that's still all good for him.
He's having a really good laning phase. Crit's really doing work.
At the cost of 23 Savages lane, though.
I think they're managing to do fine, this 2v2 lane bottom.
Yeah.
I think Void Snapfire, they're really, really happy with what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks fine for now, actually. So.
Yeah.
Looks kind of even across the board.
Void's pretty high base armor, right, Omar?
Who?
Void?
Yeah.
Doesn't really get harassed by Troll that hard. It looks like, at least.
It's also easy for us to say this when we can look at the CS and be like, oh, their other two cores are top of the CS board.
Right.
Is that something you guys have communication with, the safe lane and off lane cores, that you like, hey, my lane's really garbage. That top lane's going good, right?
Yeah, from time to time, I guess you can just say like a comment like my lane is going good or something like that,
Okay.
but not too much into specifics.
Okay.
I would
We're-
It's easy to
very
go
on top of
it's easy to go very far in the wrong direction and say, guys, this lane is going to complete hell. I need to get out of this position. Because that doesn't
Yeah.
really help anyone, you know, but it's so
Yeah.
easy if things are not going so well that you get frustrated.
You put pressure on like supports to make rotations.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't feel good about jabs. He's going to be caught in the river here
Ooh.
by Abed.
He's gonna try
and
to drag
Crits.
himself. Oh my god, if he didn't scream.
That would have been sick. If he
Yes,
could have pulled it
yes.
off. Disruption illusions to deny.
Yeah, that's what he was thinking of, I'm sure.
2 to 5. Net worth not really going anywhere, but it is still Moon doing very well in the mid lane, even if he died once to the Earth Spirit.
Ooh.
That is a winning matchup for sure. And it's just going to get harder now that the Kunkka has that combo with the boat.
Yeah.
I noticed Crit does this thing where he almost always rolls when the Kunkka should walk up for CS. I think even though he's missing these rolls, he's forcing the Kunkka off a lot of creeps because he's so scared of getting rolled on that like this lane is going like really. I mean, he still has a lot of CS, but I think he's pressuring a lot by doing that, timing it in such a way.
He could be even farther ahead
Yeah,
if it
exactly,
wasn't for that
exactly.
pattern he's established of.
37 CS is a lot though at 630. No,
Yeah.
he's doing quite well despite getting.
You're
punished.
basically
Maybe that
5xing
Ice, Ice,
plus
Ice.
your lane. And Ice is going to be hit
Ooh.
by the Sonic Scream. Coming out from Abed is going to be able to hit DJ as well. That 4 position, not having a great game. And my question is, what does the Death Prophet do?
And that's why it's so important to control these runes against a hero like Queen of Pain. You see this moment, like he just gets a haste rune, he finds two easy kills around the map. I feel like one of Fnatic supports have to help the Kunkka get at least one of the runes.
It's
I feel like if I'm
difficult
Death
for them,
Prophet though, I don't really want to run
Yes,
for runes.
probably
True.
you don't.
That's kind of my concern with that.
There's this Queen of Pain mid max Shadow Strike and Crit running around the map with Earth Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go for a rune, you're just liable to
Ooh.
die.
True. 23 Savage gets Brambled Roar, trying to get away. He's not level 6, though. Ice is going to be able to bail him out enough. Gets the kill onto Ramsey's kick out from the Earth Spirit. Hits 23 Savage, not enough to kill him. They're going to get jabs in return, but much bigger bounty and bringing down the offlaner of EG.
His beast is so sad.
What
At least he
happened
has
there, though?
levels going for him.
He roared the troll, but the clock didn't get pushed away. Do you see that? Or did he roar too early?
I didn't
I
notice.
didn't really spot it.
I think that's kind of why he died. Because
Oh.
if the clock would have gotten pushed away, I think they would have killed that troll.
That's a good play.
So we're talking about the runes. Are we saying, okay, so maybe they can't roam onto the runes, but at bare minimum, we should have some strong vision
Yeah.
of these areas. We need information as to what Quap's picking up.
Oh, another one.
He tried.
50-50, baby.
His Queen of Pain is gonna, yeah, it's also the 50-50, of course.
This must feel pretty awkward for Fnatic to play at this point. Like, how do they rotate to try to make plays right now?
Yeah.
With DP position 4, you mean?
Yeah, like the deep in the
It
shadow
must
team,
be
and they,
pretty awkward.
how are they gonna set up plays?
They're-
This Clock and Konka are gonna have to play together or something.
The damage threat on their support duo is just terrible.
Yeah.
Actually,
Disruption into silence.
it might not be that bad right now. I think what they really have to do, like honestly, this Clock has his level 6. He should definitely become like a ganker and move like all around the map.
Yeah.
And have the DP receive a lane or something. Like
This is
honestly.
how they've been playing almost every single game, where DJ
Yeah.
kind of becomes the 3, and they start playing exercise as like a farmed 4.
Yeah, did you
guess if
guys
they can
actually see the game with the Pack and Pango? Ice was level 2 at minute 7.
Oh yeah.
And DJ was farming the lane as Pack position 4. It was funny.
Did they actually win that game?
They did in the end, I think.
Oh,
It's
I don't
crazy. It
remember.
was there was the saddest Pango I've ever seen, and I've been a sad Pango myself.
Abed
Ooh.
doesn't want to be in that middle lane anymore, so he sent Fly to be there instead. Fly gets picked off by the Kunkka combo, and then almost dies top lane, but had a regen rune, so he's all good now.
Man, I think the way EG laned this game was actually so smart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really was.
They really utilized their heroes very well by going for the Sagar tri-lane and punishing the DP in that way.
Yeah. That's something Ice has done before, as well as the Soul Ring pickup on the Clockwork, and he just maintains himself on map all the time. Just
You're a big Clockwork player, right?
yeah.
You feel good about that hero right now?
I feel okay about it.
Yeah.
Not loving
Not
it.
great.
Not loving it. Maybe give me a different Aghanim Scepter. Earthspirit gonna be in trouble here. Pulled back by the X eventually to his doom. Nice kick away on DJ, but it doesn't really change that he's still dead. In fact, dies to DJ. 10-minute bounty runes picked up. Abed making use of that haste rune he's got to try and grab some bounties away from Fnatic.
Yeah, he's literally good on every rune. This is getting a little tough for Radiant to play the map. I feel like when this guy gets all the runes.
They have the Hawk as well from Beastmaster providing vision. Like the map has never felt smaller than it does right now.
Yeah.
Quap snowballing with a bunch of runes, and then you have the vision.
They're making a move mid right now.
I think that's
They saw like Kunkka X, right? Was that bugged?
maybe they.
So they
did
know
see
they
it,
should
and
know
they
that at least one
know-
guy doesn't have a TP.
Yeah, that Kunkka isn't
Yeah,
around here,
they're
and they're
dying
just
now.
going to be able to freely jump in. Ice
Oh boy,
is
Jesus.
going to be tanking the Chronosphere here with the Snapfire combination. Now,
Are they
Artur
gonna go
still
fight?
takes a lot of damage. They hit him with the Torrent, now with the
Beautiful
Silence, and that means 23 Savage can stay on top, and they
Oh.
push back the Troll. Of course, he had his ultimate, though, and he was protected by that from the Queen of Pain with Sonic Wave. That's an Exorcism out. A successful team fight for Fnatic. Now, can they get a decent amount of damage on that mid tower as well?
They should be looking to take this because they know EG used everything except Magnetize. They can just TP back the clock here and go for this tower.
Still might
No?
be a little hard with a 4 Death
Oh,
Prophet.
They're a little low
Hookshot,
across the
hookshot.
board, I guess. Missed
Blocked
hookshots.
Cogs?
I guess he hooked the neutral creep.
He might have hit a
Must be.
Hawk that he didn't see.
Oh yeah.
That
Hold
is,
on.
that is,
Yeah,
I
let,
hate
let's say
that.
it hit
Yeah.
Doc. I think it hit Doc.
Hate that. Hate
My
playing
bad.
against Beastmaster for that reason.
I wonder if they could have initiated with the Earth Spirit there, if they were a little bit more patient.
Yeah,
They could
I
have
think
saved
they
the
have to.
Chronosphere that
Yeah,
way.
there is no way.
Just drop
I
the
think.
Snapfire ult on.
It
roll
did
Yeah,
look
if
like
any-
a free clockwork, and they
Yeah.
used like
I mean, we have
Both
God
Snapfire
Vision.
ult
We have God
and,
Vision, right? So it's easy to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe they just missed that X that you pointed out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
but I
true.
think you're right. It's pretty hard to. You usually want to keep your chrono for the continuation of the fight instead of starting it,
Mm.
since
Sure.
it's such a big cooldown.
He was so good about it in the game we played against them. It felt like that chrono was barely ever used, but they still like team fought very well.
Yeah.
So that when the fight was like had gone for a little while, and
Yeah.
you know maybe one guy was dead on each side, or everyone was a lot lower, that chrono starts to feel really dangerous.
I think Arteezy is really good about that stuff in general. I know we played against his Naga. Either the last major, the major where Disruptor Naga was like the thing. He's so good at using his ultimates, I think, to find pickoffs and like just keep it on rotation. Like just constantly pressure with it, and like you said, be patient with it when it needs to be.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think his spell usage is really good.
I wanted to talk about another player of EG, Abed, who's feels like he's controlling the map pretty well right now. One thing I've heard about him is that he just doesn't tilt. So when he gets an advantage, he takes over the map with it. But when you shut down his lane or something like that, like he just always seems to recover really well, and you can usually see it in the game.
Like that Storm game, last
Like-
game.
Yeah, like that.
I feel the NA effect on us now. I'm like slowly
Yeah,
just
you-
talking
you-
more and more about how much I
yeah,
love
yeah.
EG.
So it's good effect, right? It's
We're-
good feeling.
We've been in LA for like a bit
Yeah.
too long, it seems.
Fly. He's going to turn around, scatter blast, but Fnatic have him
Oh.
dead to rights. They should be able to. Okay, silence.
It's a Chronosphere.
The throw out the Shadow Poison. Okay, finally expending the hook shot as well
Yeah, I
as
think
the Shadow
there's-
Demon Purge, but still.
Yeah.
Nice. Gets a little low. Nothing to
You can
trade
see
off.
they're not willing
Oh.
to use that Chronosphere without the Snapfire ulti.
It's
How
really
is that
surprising how they let this tower go so easily like that. Oh
He's
boy.
in trouble.
Primal Roar as soon as he pops his ultimate.
DJ
and when he
though.
comes back, oh, that silence is actually really well timed. There's not going to be a whole lot
Right.
coming out until finally the burst from Abed does the trick. DJ probably doesn't have that high a level of the silence, is trying to chase away Abed and Ramses right now with the exorcism. On the side, though, Ice has managed to find the kill on Arteezy. That's a big
Ooh.
pickup. Even more if he can get to Ramses as well, but
I was wondering where Kunkka
Damn.
was. I heard a boat going off in the background.
That's probably what happened actually. X mark.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
she didn't have hook shot. Must
another
be.
great silence, though, hit by the Centaur stun from Ramses. I'm presuming he has a Helmet Dominator, right?
Yeah, it looks like it, right? Otherwise, that Centaur's his best buddy for no reason.
And they do manage to get the mid tower off of all that space, so a great move for Fnatic, I would say.
Fnatic's really like recovering this game. I think EG had like such a good laning phase. It looked like it was gonna snowball their way, but the last
Yeah.
couple of fights has really turned the tides.
This Skunk Alaspik seems to be doing a lot of work as well.
Yeah.
He's
Even with all the
fast.
pressure,
Yeah.
that air spirit put on him.
Ziba, you probably have gone over your fair share of Ice replays, right? I mean, I would imagine so. He's like one of the offlaners a lot of people look to for innovation and stuff. How do you feel about him in this last like year or two?
Actually, I haven't been looking that much on his replays. He was
Okay.
kind of low profile when I started to get into like teams.
Oh, into
for the
Dota,
first
yeah,
time. Yeah,
sure.
like last year, I didn't really. Like he was
Yeah.
extremely low profile last.
He was quiet.
Last year.
He was quiet for sure.
So I've been looking a little bit at him. Like
Okay.
recently, been seeing his pan quite a bit, but I don't really have like a big impression
Okay.
so far.
Is there anything from playing against him that you noticed?
Not really. It's just
Okay.
2 games. You know, it's
Yeah.
hard to build an opinion of a guy.
Who do you watch like when you watch offlaners? It's always funny to hear.
I used to watch a lot of Chalice and Yang,
Okay.
Yang's a beast.
and then of course MC and Sai,
Mm.
the European top dogs.
You know Zibba and Boxy are very similar as people.
I'm sorry, say it again?
Zibba and Boxy are very similar as people. We found out today earlier with William.
Well,
How so?
What?
Yeah, they're like neither of them shows up on time apparently.
Okay.
We share some bad traits. And so.
Any good
There were a
traits you
lot of
guys
things.
share?
There were a lot of things. I don't remember right now, but there were a lot of things that were way too similar. Do you remember Zibba? What do we say?
Since I don't remember, it was probably all bad.
You just
I wanna forget
noised it, you know, just kind of like zone out all the negative.
TLDR, they're basically the same person. I'm
Back to
surprised
the-
he doesn't watch Boxy at all. No respect for the king.
Just give him all these.
Do you
strange
also
heroes.
do you also
Difference,
play
difference.
mid every once in a while?
Yeah, oh yeah. So he used to be a
Is
mid
that-
player.
Okay.
Boxy used to be a mid player.
Oh, that's right. Okay, okay.
That's one. If I remember more, I'll
Oh
bring him
boy.
up.
Yes.
Do you practice 1v1s?
No.
Okay.
No boxer does that. What is this roar?
Bravo Roar, followed up
Oh.
by the Earth Spirit. The kick over, making the
no.
Centaur stun miss. That's not great,
Alright.
but
What
it
a
is into a
chrono.
3-man
The
Chrono
save.
Spear with
The
the Snapfire ultimate rolling in. They have Disruption, trying to buy Moon some time. He's going to be able to get off his armlet toggle as well as the boat. That's going to help him survive. They're still trying to focus him down, though. Underneath this tier 2, they'll bring him down. That's going to be 2 so far. Looking for a third in Jabs. He's going to be chased down by Arteezy as well as Ramses all the way up until Tier 3? Nope. They're actually going to give up on that chase. Run back over to Abed, who's managed to finish off a godlike triple kill streak by bringing down both 23 Savage and Ice.
EG are so good about this. I feel
What
like
a
every
beautiful
game I
mess.
watch them play, like they start struggling a bit, and then they find this one fight, and then they just come back. I feel like it was the same thing last time in this one game.
Yeah.
They're really good about finding this one fight, and they really catch Fnatic off guard.
Yeah. I think it just took Fnatic a little too long to respond for the initiation. I think.
Mm.
Like
They
if-
ended up in a 3-man chrono.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
if they had more heroes there already, I think this fight could easily go their way with how the fight started. But right now, I'm not feeling this DP position for Impact right now.
I think it looked pretty good up top earlier. I was surprised. He just ran
he was
into
getting
3
multiple
heroes. Yeah, he didn't
silences.
care. The silence is really long. Long cast range too.
The thing top wasn't really a fight though, was it? It was like
Yes.
2 different skirmishes
I
going on at
guess.
the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, it's true.
And imagine, like, instead of a nice AoE silence, you're getting a stun from your support. A stun that
Who
maybe
needs
leads to
stuns,
kills.
guys. Stuns are like so
Stuns,
2019.
I've been
So
I've been trying to
overrated.
learn about Dota here, and somebody has come onto the couch talking a lot about stunts. So
Yeah, it must be liquid.
Omar knows. Joins our team. He's like, all right, guys. So what is our strategy? We're like, pick 5 stuns and try to match the colors. He's like, what? You're kidding, right? Nope.
you haven't shared this knowledge with the rest of your team?
Nah, it's our
You know they
secret.
picked 5 stuns
Yeah, I can't
against
spell
us
it.
in our
okay.
official earlier.
You have respect for your time there and don't want to spoil
Yes.
things. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair
AKA he
enough.
learned nothing. He just got worse. And he wishes he'd never played.
Omar, what should we pick? Stuns. More stuns.
It's kind of our drafting right now. Like, do we have enough stuns, guys?
I mean, do you ever have enough stuns when like Void Spirit and Ember are in the game? Like
No.
Morphling.
True.
You're like, ah.
If only I had one more stun. Well, Evil Geniuses, they had a very large stun. That Chronosphere has now gotten them a 2,000 net worth lead, and, well, we'll see what happens with the bounty runes. Fnatic are not backing down from playing aggressively and on EG's side of the map. I appreciate that. They got to make use of this Clockwork Death Prophet duo. I feel like this is not a lineup that's going to react to team fights very well. I feel like they got to kind of be the one set the pace. Oh, Abed!
Damn.
Almost trading his life here for the Shadow Team, and
Beyond
still on
godlike.
his way out. He's got X'd. He's been X'd. He's been pulled back into the boat, and they will manage to get that kill. A very big trade.
Yes. That was so much golden XP.
802 gold?
Oh, a godlike streak.
Yeah.
Alright.
Beyond
Beyond
godlike
godlike.
streak.
I don't know the exact numbers for this, but you know these streaks, how much XP they give you?
A lot?
Mechanics with Xiebe.
You're getting it, Omar.
So how much was it for a godlike streak? Do you know the exact number?
No.
I understand.
But
A
it's
lot.
Okay.
it's
Okay.
like I think it's over 1,000.
Yeah, right?
Extra.
1.6 maybe?
And for us plebs that don't really know, like, how much XP do you need to level up?
Depends on the level, Aiden.
I see. So, like, where Clockwork's about now. Oh, so you need
Oh.
1 point. So you almost get a full level.
Extra on top of
Yeah, on top of what you would
Ah.
normally get. Wow, that's crazy.
That's something they buffed up in like 2 patches ago, right?
Yeah.
Was the streak experience.
And that's why, like, if you notice in the lanes, if a guy gets a killing spree, actually, it makes a huge difference if he dies afterwards.
So what you're
Actually,
saying is the supports should take the kills now.
They shouldn't, because then they're gonna feed it.
No, so you want to
The
spread
carry
the
should
wealth.
get the kills.
I'm not comfortable with this language of socialism with a bunch of Europeans. Smoke up from Fnatic. No, I'm serious. Don't talk.
I don't know. I don't know if we missed this before, right? But
Yeah.
after EG used their ultimates with this great team fight bottom, Fnatic went straight into Roche and just ended Roche's life and got Aegis on troll, which kind of showed to EG's weakness as well. Like if they don't have these cooldowns, they're not really ready to fight.
Think the Aegis matters though against the EG draft? I feel like they kind of
Well,
just don't
isn't
care.
Aegis a Chronosphere counter in its own?
I guess if you can hit towers, but he's 1.4k HP. They
Yeah.
have no sustain on their team. I don't really know how happy he is like running up and hitting the tower.
I would say I don't really like what Fnatic is doing right now.
No?
I think a really good thing that they could do is probably just force them in the high ground and then keep them in base.
You like this troll item build more?
It does have Baldur and Radiance, so no, I wouldn't say it's that good.
He's buying a Basher next. Diffu Yasha Basher.
They're pretty mobile, right? In EG, like the Void and the
Yeah,
Cop,
yeah.
so the Basher makes sense.
It makes sense. And he probably feels like even if he, like BKB doesn't really save him, I guess. When he has Aegis, he just wants to deal damage.
An Abyssal Blade
Oh.
Troll is terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He just gets on top of you. You're almost guaranteed to be netted after your stun fades. Roll
Oh, here
in
we
from
go.
Crit. He's going to be able to get the 2-man silence on both supports. The Chronosphere is going to be able to lock them both down. They also use the Sapphire ultimate there as well to ensure that they win the victory. But, Zibe, this is what you were talking about. Once you use that Chronosphere, you are going to be kind of exposed.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how Fnatic reacts here. Like, what are they gonna do? They still have the Aegis. I don't know for exactly how long, but if they can get a push going or something like that, we'll see.
I think you definitely have to force some towers. Either the bottom towers as they're pinging right now, or I'm not sure if that's from EG side, but I should definitely look to get some objectives. Like, I should really use this, I guess.
I like to call this the off-lane sweep, where you're just like, your team fight's strong enough, let's just go collect the bounty for
Yeah.
the tier 1 and tier 2. They can't fight us, so.
Yeah, I should really do that. I kind of feel like they've already wasted a lot of time from the Aegis already.
Yeah.
Because I think EG are gonna have more items and they're gonna feel pretty confident after the Aegis is down.
It's already out.
It's out
Yeah.
now. Still a decent amount of time until the Chronosphere combo is back up, but EG just farming away from Fnatic right now.
So, one thing, I'm not sure how I feel about Troll's item build right now, because now that he does have the Aegis, I'm not sure how he's gonna survive these fights without a BKB. His team has to be very, very ready to save him.
He can still go for it, right? He just has a
Yeah.
missile hammer, so he can.
Oh yeah, he actually bought the components for the Buster, but I think he sold them.
Smart.
Okay.
Yep, he switches
What
up.
does the
Yeah,
Kunkka have
that's
actually?
okay.
Okay, so now, like, this moment of time, the Chronosphere is down. You get a bunch of tower bounty. That's pretty much going to be your BKB.
And speaking of bounties,
Ooh.
25 minutes is coming up. EG are on the high grind now, watching Moon, but he is a tanky boy. He's going to be hard to bring down, especially as he pops his BKB, but the pure damage Sonic Wave quickly ends his life. Now, Yule Scepter purchased by the Death Prophet, so our forward position has something, but what about Moon? What about Jabs? Both of them potentially. Oh,
Big
Jabs,
plays.
like a
My
little
God.
juke. It was cute. It was cute.
What? Still?
He's not going to survive, but
it's too good.
Gotta give him
he
props
almost
for
got
the
the blink
play.
off. Almost. Almost.
That's a crazy chase down though. You see that? He's
Yes.
like 3 full range stones to find that guy.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Zabs is a god.
You know it's the worst feeling when you're a 5, by the way. Like you think you survived the fight, like walking back to your base, like, yes, I finally survived.
finally got out.
And then you just see this crit like rolling at you 1 stone at a time.
No.
Is he not running out soon? You click on him, there's like 4 left. You're like, shit.
Or you hear that slow of the glimpse of you being pulled back. You're like, no.
I feel like the nice thing about glimpse though is if you're a 5 and you get glimpse, you're like, I mean, that could have been one of my cores. Like
Yeah.
5%. That feeling.
Anything to keep yourself optimistic. Spirit Vessel is now done by the Earth Spirit. So they've got that for, the Death Prophet, but you've got 2 Strength Heroes. You've got a big life steal out of the Troll.
What do you got for this game, Omar?
I think if EG can keep this game going for at least like 10
Smoke
minutes.
instantly breaks. They're going to be able to get the Primal Roar onto the Troll, try and focus him down. The Snapfire Cookie was the last stun they had, and he's going to be able to survive. 23 Savage pops the BKB, looking to run down Fly. They have the X on him as well, should be able to pull him back. Arteezy is coming back into the fight. The cores are going to go at it here. Arteezy does manage to get the Chronosphere on both him as well as that Clockwork, the tanky one, but the Troll lives through that long enough to be able to get off his ultimate. Doesn't last for long, though. His life is cut short. Abed continues to slow him down. No, focusing on a DJ. He's trying to walk away. He has the Siphon going off, but it's not going to keep him live. Ice. Kicked back in, rolled after by the Earth Spirit. They want to be able to go for Moon, though. That is a much bigger kill. The cores focus him down, prevent him from TPing, and they can leave the offlaner for last. Ice might be able to make a break for it here if he jukes it out, but no.
Crit's
They
so
knew
good, man.
exactly where he was headed to, thanks in
goal.
part to that ward on the high ground.
Oh, dude, you should have seen the spell usage. I was just watching Crit this fight. He silenced the SD right as they roared. He's really on top of his spells, and then like comes back in with a roll after the reset, and chases this Clockwork down in the middle of a fight. His team is chasing like a different hero, but he makes sure that the guy can't get away.
Yes.
It's really, really beautiful spell usage from the Earth Spirit.
Yeah, I just feel this Troll, like if you saw his perspective, he got stunned into chasing people into Chronoed. He literally...
Do
I'm
you
not
think
sure.
chasing
Does it feel-
Snapfire was the misplay there from him?
I'm not sure if it's that as much as... I'm not sure how can he really fight if the positioning is messed up. Like if EG get on top of the SD and the backlines and stuff, I think it can be really hard for Troll to chase people around.
Okay.
His team kinda has to stun people for him to actually hit, but I just feel that they have a little too much lockdown for this Troll.
Yeah. Rose should be up pretty soon, right?
Yeah, they killed it.
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
so
just
good.
took it down.
Which means they're gonna get their next set of cooldowns. And Fnatic's not gonna do anything about it.
Yeah, this Void is gonna get out of control soon.
Yeah. Honestly, Fnatic has looked so frustrated already, like the last 10 minutes almost, just because they have such a difficult time making a play.
I think the nice thing about last game was they had this Riki that was eventually going to be like the boss. I don't really feel that presence from their draft this time.
No, I think
I'm
you're
not really
right.
sure like how they're gonna bring more damage into their draft and be able to kill these
Yeah.
heroes.
It's a Kunkka problem too.
Raper Kunkka.
It's hard to start fights later on in games as Kunkka. Like you have this timing when you get level 4x and you're the god of the map.
Yeah.
But later on in the game, like people have escapes. They have Yules on the crop. They have BKBs if need be, and you can't rely on this X for initiating anymore. And then their lineup kind of falls apart a bit unless they're ahead.
I think it has a lot to do actually with the items you buy in Kunkka. Because this Kunkka is chosen to itemize kind of like
Very mid-game
just
heavy,
like yeah,
right?
tanky
Halberd,
style.
Armlet.
He doesn't have the damage really. Like the heroes that he can next that can't escape are like Beastmaster and
Aurora?
Earth,
Oh.
I guess.
They do indeed find Aurora onto Ice, just outside of his mid-tier 3.
Yeah, your damage just doesn't really scale on Kunkka, I guess, is the point I'm trying to make. He's going Halberd now as well, so he's not really increasing his damage output, and I think that's the primary problem. They can't really
Yeah.
pressure EG's heroes to run away in fights.
I think they might be expecting a little too much from this troll. Against the heroes EG have, I think it's gonna be pretty hard to expect most of the damage to come from him.
I think in hindsight, if you could go back in time right now as Troll and change your items and go Battle Fury into Radiance, you would.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Mjolnir,
just so you have damage to kill, right?
obviously.
23 Savage. It's going to be Shadow Struck. They actually are going to blow
Oh,
the Sonic Wave and almost kill him, but he does manage to get off his ultimate, turns around, goes for it. The hook shot coming in, actually controls up. Ovid managed to get off the cheese, but he's still being beaten down. He self-heals himself. Now the troll is turning and focusing onto Ramses instead. Moon, full HP, but 23 Savage a little bit low, and Artis is trying to finish him off here. The BKB is going to wear out soon. Crit starts rolling in, helping, trying to get some sort of control to help Crit. He's going to turn, manage to land onto 23 Savage. That's enough for Artis to help finish him off. But on the other side of things, Fnatic have managed to chase down at least the Beastmaster, managed to clean up the back line as well. That's going to be Fly dead with the Exorcism. Oh, Artur, he actually just jumped straight into Ice, and Moon. Lost half his health. He's going to be pulled back in by the X. He doesn't have the BKB on this second life either. EG. They've got to find a way to be able to bail him out. They're going to start off with the Disruption, follow up. Yule Scepter going off. Is there Torrent X? They've got a ton of control to be able to keep him here. EG, they need to be able to fight around this Faceless Void, but they don't feel confident about it. They're not going to go in. They're going to leave Artur to die here, see if they can get out, but Crit not getting out fast enough, gets X pulled back in, tries to roll, blocked out by Fnatic. They're going to get that one kill, and if they're not careful, EG could certainly lose more. In fact, Fly, he gets a little bit too close to the team fight, disrupted up into a Cogs pushback. Abed is still looking for kills, though. He's going to try and go for the Shadow Demon, does manage to get that as Fly finishes him off with a Snapfire Cookie. Self-Yules to be able to cleanse off that silence, but it leads into a hook shot. Follow that up. Oh, BKB actually from Abed. He is going to be able to blink away. No more stuns from Fnatic, and Fly, as a result of that attention on Abed, he also got out.
That crazy. Half-Fight was crazy. I don't even know what to say.
I think there's one pretty obvious thing that you could point to that happened in the beginning.
Oh, you mean how?
No. Let's not get into that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Give the man a break. It's
yeah, I don't
fine.
mean to
gotta
say,
talk
but
about it.
I've been praising him all day long. Like, I think that was really what happened. They needed that
Yes.
Chronosphere to hit the troll. He caught the SD. If he would have caught SD and troll, we'd be talking about how beautiful of a chrono that was. And it was right on the edge. Like,
It didn't even matter, right? Like, the troll was really low with ulti active.
I think if he's chronoed, right, you get most of the ulti duration off.
Yeah.
And then he'll die.
But I was feeling the same. Like, as soon as the troll ulted and I saw Artis coming in, I was like, all right, this fight's over.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, and I think what probably happened in Artis's point of view was like that the troll was standing still, and then he popped his ult and his hero actually ran a little too fast, and he missed the chrono for just a little bit.
He might have also, like, accidentally spilled some water.
Oh,
or,
yeah.
Like, the mouse slipped. Well, you never know.
Yes.
All viable
Maybe.
excuses
Yeah.
for Artur, but at the end of the day, he did not hit the Chronosphere that EG needed
I mean,
him to.
I think the point of it is, though, that EG's probably still a lot stronger in this
Sure.
game than Fnatic
Yeah,
are. Like,
definitely.
it's like that stuff doesn't really happen more than once.
So something that's a little bit more set up, perhaps, like this smoke, where they see 23 Savage. They're going to Primal Roar him first. Meanwhile, Ice jumping in onto the side, locked down by...
Nice.
But
They're gonna-
Arteezy quickly jumps away. He wants to go for that troll, blow him up with the Sonic Wave. This time, they've got him dead. But... no buyback there. Ice in the middle of everybody. He's going to be followed as well. DJ trying to survive with the Spirit Siphon. Not going to be good enough. And now it's EG's turn to run down heroes on the side of Fnatic. Clean up whoever they can. Moon pops his BKB, but he doesn't have a teleport up for another 4 seconds, so he doesn't have a way out of here. All he can do is clean up the creep wave if possible. 4 dead on the side of Fnatic with only the buyback available for Moon.
Yeah, I think when you play against these drafts that EG has, you kind of need to save buybacks on your cores. You're not, like, at this point in the game, I don't really think you can survive the chrono. You gotta abuse it in some way, right?
You kind of have to plan
Yeah.
for dying. Like,
Exactly.
like you gotta plan ahead of, all right, so
Yeah.
how do we tank this chrono, kind of.
Yeah.
And yeah, Fnatic does not have a way to do it in this game anymore.
I think one really good way that could happen in that fight to actually help, I think you need to preemptively use your boat on top of your troll if you want him to survive the chrono. I think that could actually be a way.
I mean, what EG did really well in that teamfight was they poked out the Shadow Demon's disruption
Yeah.
by going in on the troll. Once ST disrupted,
Yeah, and that's why
To
I
avoid
think you need to
disruption.
boat
yeah.
on top of your troll, otherwise he's just gonna die.
Think it's enough though?
I think it could probably be, yeah.
Okay.
Because if he gets alive even with 1 HP, then he pops his ult,
Yeah.
He might be fine.
Maybe they had a tiny toss him when he's chrono, and he BKBs at the top of the chrono, and he comes down.
If only it worked.
Doesn't it?
No, you can't toss people that are in Chronosphere.
You don't fight the mechanics.
See, that's why we got Zibby here with the mechanics. But isn't there some bug like that, or some like mechanic like that, where you can like BKB if you're like? I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
Buck-
if
we've talked about this
you're
on the team.
Yuled and you Chrono underneath, you can buffer a BKB and you'll
It
get
will
it
go
off.
off?
Yeah,
Okay.
Mm.
So it's Yules that you
that's
need.
foolproof.
Huh? Mm.
Yeah.
Not like Puck.
Not like Puck.
I see. Do
Or
you know about
the-
this, Cap?
As in, you can
I have a-
always
okay,
BKB
mechanics,
after you
Mechanics question, all right? Let's
Okay.
test your knowledge.
Oh, no, no.
You're Puck.
I'm supposed to be asking you guys questions.
You're a Puck.
Okay.
did this.
You phase shift. You get chronoed, but your orb is already out. Can you jump to it or not?
Apparently, no.
50% of the time you can.
Really? What? Wait, excuse me?
It's just completely. You can never know if it's.
It
gonna
might work, it might not. It's up to Gavin. He has
It's
a
up to
button at home which he presses every time.
Some people would say it's up to the slots or whatever, but it's actually just you can't predict it. It's impossible.
So you've like tested this in like various scenarios, or
Yeah, and it's
And-
just,
and just-
you can't predict it. It's ridiculous, but that's just how it is.
all right?
I feel like this
So
is a fun fact about
It's
Zibber,
like Schrodinger's puck. you just don't know until he tries to
you
jump to
don't
the.
know, and it's the same with the Void Spirit. You know, it's really popular right now, the puck versus Void Spirit matchup. You Yule the puck and you put out the remnant underneath, and you never know as the puck or the Void Spirit if the puck's gonna live or not.
Okay.
You never know.
I have noticed that one. I have no idea. Like I don't understand the mechanics of Ether Remnant at this point.
Yeah,
Like
and it's
what it
just
does
it's
for
just the
Avenue, what
same
it
sort of
doesn't.
thing. It's the same with Ice Path and all these area of effects stuff underneath.
I've heard. I think it was you guys. I actually heard you saying something. I think it was Blitz. He was like, "If you're close enough," and I was just like, "No, it's
yeah,
not
so we
that."
we
right?
tested it at our boot camp, and this is hard to explain without using my hand, so I'm sorry to all the viewers at home. But you know, if like the remnant is slightly like to the side, but you're still inside the range,
Okay.
you could always get BKB off in our testing.
Yeah.
But if it was straight at you, with no angle,
Directly on.
directly on top of you, like
Okay.
this, where it's like still catches you, or like this. So if
Okay.
it's straight on you, you would always get caught, and you cannot BKB.
Really?
That's what
you
the results of
can
our
BKB.
testing.
You should always be able to BKB.
Or maybe you could BKB, or it was something you couldn't do. You couldn't like
it's-
phase shift or something like
look,
this.
is this smoke gonna work? Is a
I don't know,
desperation
they've
smoke
been-
for sure?
Yeah, they've been smoked out outside of the base, and EG have just been holding that radiant triangle right now. Not really dipping out of there too much. Everyone kind of being very disciplined about their positioning. They'll kind of poke the creep waves in and such.
Who does Fnatic have to find to win this fight?
Fnatic?
Hmm.
I think the key thing for them is they need to have the disruption on the chrono, and their spirit can't find the SD.
Yeah.
I think that's like the most important thing, which is not easy.
I mean, what if you take away the Snapfire, right? That's a significant part of the damage inside the Chronosphere, right?
Like they want to win, like they want to
Problem is you
kind
have
of
to
win the
commit so hard to
skirmish
get 'em.
until the Chronosphere, right?
Mm.
Because if they're losing the skirmish until the Chronosphere, then you know the Shadow Demon's gonna become exposed before,
Right.
and
okay.
just not be able to save the troll or whoever gets chronoed.
Well, that's a small win in this skirmish, right? Like just being able to X force out a BKB,
Yeah,
but
for sure, you see EG backing off because of
we'll
it.
follow up.
They might still want to hold.
Satanic for.
What does this
R4.
Clockwork have? Does he have Ags?
How much status
Not
resistance is that on Void? I'm sorry. We got a Titan
Oh, it's-
Sliver plus Satanic, and I can't see. Is
Status
41.2?
resistance 41%,
okay.
Yeah.
and they barely have lockdown as is.
Actually, the torrent is, to my knowledge, not reducible by status resistance.
Yeah,
though.
you stay in the air the same amount of time,
Yeah.
right?
And Yules, I guess.
Mechanics.
Mechanics, man.
Zibby really knows
I
his
need to be in
mechanics.
every single one of my casts from here on out.
Yeah.
Honestly,
He's like, if you guys
Just,
ever,
like call them up.
you know,
Just
you have a
get little
stats guy,
support on the side.
weatherman, and
If
mechanics
you're not
guy.
careful, you're gonna take Burge's job.
I'll know when I retire.
17 to 33, 14,000 net worth lead for Evil Geniuses, and another attempt at a smoke up for Fnatic. This one may not be as well. It was. Maybe it was an opportunity when they were inside the Roshan, but EG have just retreated to that same Radiant Triangle again.
Yeah, they saw the trajectory from the rocket and they understood that they were the mid lane towards top.
EG is just, they're not worried. They're sitting here and they're like, alright, how are Fnatic gonna approach us? They can't.
Mm.
So they're just, you You can tell they feel like they're in control.
I feel like you can tell that there's two top teams playing each other when the map is positioned like this late into the game. I think usually when like you see like a bit lower tier teams play, they tend to be stuck in the base as the Radiant.
Yeah.
But Fnatic understand exactly where you are on the map and they
Or-
moved out accordingly.
Or they'll make the smoke and then they'll just stumble into the triangle and just lose that fight
Or they'll
instantly.
do the liquid and run out one by one and
Sure.
try to be the hero of the
The
team
only
and kill the
problem-
entire team.
The only problem the Fnatic face right now, though, is I feel like EG could force them in their base, honestly. I should just go hit the top tier 3 with Void, and then you force them all into base, and then you can go back into Rosh.
Right.
I guess they're scared that they might lose Roche because of it, because of where Fnatic is on the map.
But you have the Hawk, right? Like, or anything.
That's what they're doing right now, right?
Yeah.
In the high ground.
Yeah, exactly that.
Just keep on pushing the creeps in. Maybe that's enough to force them back.
Yeah, because Fnatic has to respond to this.
Do they though?
Well, that's a good
Or do they
reason
just
for
farm?
Fnatic not to respond.
Well,
They're gonna
The
kill
fresh
wave
round of
with
neutral
Blur.
items.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ags on clock now is up.
Alex on clock, this is high.
Oh,
My teammates love this item, but
okay, there's
Oh.
going to be the first hook shot in. Cogs push back onto Arteezy. A second hook shot onto Artur, but no follow-up onto that, and Arteezy does manage to get away, jumps back to where some of the backline of Fnatic was. They were trying to catch Fly or something, but not a whole lot as a result. EG just retreat to that triangle. Once again, it is the high ground that Fnatic seem loath to breach.
Yeah, a Satanic Titan Sliver coming into play there. The Void doesn't even get stunned.
I think you can perma-lock him down still, no? No? Like hook,
I mean,
cog
hook
back,
shot, Cogs,
hook again,
hook
cog
shot,
I'm not
again.
sure.
Cogs.
It's gonna be pretty difficult to get the hook into Cogs on someone with 40% status resistance.
Yeah,
see.
right. I think so. Yeah,
Like maybe if you do it
tore-
perfectly,
How
but
long's
it's
the
gonna be
hook
hard.
I mean,
Hook's
he did. It looked like he
3.5?
just chained it
Oh, it's only
It
two?
is?
just now,
Yeah.
right? I
there's
don't
no
think I
way
saw
that-
Yeah,
Arteezy
the level,
move.
I think
level
you need
3
to run
hook
like
is actually 2
instantly.
seconds. It should be
Yeah.
fine when it's level 3 hook shot.
Yeah.
I thought it was
I
long.
But the question of
maybe-
whether or not that combo is going
I
to
don't
be good
think you can do it
enough.
twice. Can you?
What part twice?
Because you have Ags, right?
No, double Cogs. You're not gonna get that off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe if they torrent on top of the hook and they focus him with a troll, maybe then.
There's a cookie and there's a kick, and yeah, it's hard. It's hard
Yeah.
to be Fnatic right now.
Yeah.
They're not out yet though.
No, the Roche still alive, right? And that's the only hope Fnatic has left, kinda. They need to fight on this Roche, they need to win the fight and get the Aegis and the cheese and whatever else
I
is on
actually
there.
think. So I've been thinking about this. How for Fnatic to win? I think they need to scatter the fights. They need the fights to be like chaotic
Yeah.
and spread. It's
Mm.
like the only way. They win
Yeah.
a lot of 1v1s. If you look at their heroes like in a vacuum, 1-on-1 on 1-on-1,
Sure.
they're quite strong. So if they can spread the EG draft with like how they kite and stuff, then that could be a way for them to do this.
And in turn, EG should try and stay relatively clumped up,
Yeah.
play around each other with Cookie, Force Staffs, and such that they have kick. And one way to be able to force Fnatic into a fight, especially in a small area, is just doing this Roshan. Now, the hook shot's going to go out. It looks like it missed or maybe hit a Hawk, but the boat also going into the pit
That's
and
right.
nothing happening. EG back away from Roshan, go back into the pit now. Roshan's slow enough that it should be completed here. In fact, Abed feels like there's no way they can contest this anymore. Let's just catch somebody. Two-man silence from DJ, but it looks like he's going to be the one ensnared up by Abed and Crit. Single pickoff. Does have a buyback, but the bigger bounty being that Aegis,
Refresher.
cheese, and was it? Yeah, refresher. Okay, double chrono.
Ooh, it's gonna be really hard to defend, I feel like.
Yeah, I
Can I
think
have-
fights in their base are really, really hard. Because when you're in your base, you're kind of forced to fight like in an straight at each other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that Roche fight was like a better area for them to take a fight in, but well, as soon as the boat whiffs, I think they know they can't do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
Abyssal Blade. They're going to pull him back with the
Oh.
X, though. The BKB went off anyway, though, so at least the BKB charge was used. Moon, still around
Yeah.
here, is going to pop his own BKB to safely teleport out.
At this point, I'm not even sure if that troll would actually kill the Queen of Pain.
No, I
he has
don't think
so
so.
much armor.
I think he needs a Radiance and a Mjolnir.
Yes. And a Midas.
He just needs another eye.
this meme you guys have?
Sorry,
all of
sorry.
the farming items. Somebody at home is some
Sorry,
like 2K is going to be
sorry.
sitting there like, oh, that's the
My
build I
bad.
should be going on troll.
Imagine
Battle
that.
Fury into Radiance.
Long story short, those were the items Omar bought when he played Troll with me back on Alliance.
Okay.
And we lost
Really?
early.
It's
You went Battle
It's
Fury?
Battle Fury,
exagger-
Radiance, and
it's
Radiance.
Mjolnir.
exaggerated. It was It was an experiment.
Was it Jug?
That,
Oh,
that
It's an
you could
experiment
say
that
failed.
may not have worked out. The hook shot goes in, able to bounce back the Quap. A second hook shot, a
Nice
second
play.
round of Cogs. Chain setting up that Quap. Abed does manage to get off his BKB, though blinks away. Meanwhile, the Death Prophet was on those front lines with the Exorcism, trying to push some of these EG heroes back, but now he's under threat as Arteezy slowly but surely makes his way to the Death Prophet, cowering in the corner, saying, please no, please no. Disruption buys a moment, but a moment is all it is. In the end, she goes down, able to buy back, though. Nice push forward. Abed managed to get a Sonic Wave, pushing back 23 Savage into his doom. He's going to have to buy back as well. Arteezy jumping forward, managed to get the Chronosphere onto the Kunkka as well as that Clockwork. Now the Sapphire raining death in onto Clockwork, able to get that kill. Moon down to half health, trying to make his way back to the fountain, but Arteezy and Crit say no. They're going to lock him, keep him locked out of the fountain, make sure that he is going to die, forced into another dieback here. A buyback rather, as he comes back into play, but 23 Savage, that's a dieback for him, and Arteezy keeps on rushing forward. And Fnatic, they know the remaining members of their team will not be able to survive. That is going to be GG called, and an even series. 1-1 EG managed to keep themselves out of the tiebreakers. You a little sad? You a little sad, Aiden? Not going to be able to see them?
No. I'm happy for their success.
Okay.
And, I mean, I think they're a top 2 team here. So the fact that they were even in this position was probably a little bit shocking. But, yeah, you never know. That's the beauty of Dota, right? Even the best teams sometimes drop games to Liquid, and it really shakes up the bracket.
Madara,
Yeah,
Zibe,
nice game.
that was a fun, close game.
Yeah,
A lot of nice team fights. Again, I just feel it's the theme for EG, honestly. Like
Yeah.
all of their games has nice team fights, even when they're behind, even when they're ahead. Everything, I don't know. All the time something happens, and they get these nice team fights going on.
a little bit more back and forth than you might have expected. Like a few missed spells that kind of turned the tide a bit, but EG had it this game all along.
All right, well, we'll talk about more of what this means in the tiebreakers that are coming ahead. But first, we're going to have a break, then be back. And here we are with Captain Fly after that Game 2 victory against Fnatic. Fly, how are you feeling after that series?
It was a fun series.
Yeah,
There's a
it
lot of
was.
like action. I think both teams were like, pretty hungry to kill each other. So it was fun, jabs, tipping Abed, all that good stuff.
Sarah, do you actually feel that relationship inside the game with Abed? And
I think Abed and Jabs are just friends. That's
Yeah.
why. It's like friendly banter.
Yeah, you
so
just get a little bit
it's
back
cool.
and forth.
He tipped me once too. I don't think that's friendly banter.
You'll forget about it. Maybe.
Yeah.
You'll smash
We'll
him later.
see.
but-
That's all right. That's
Yeah.
all cool.
I got quite this Snapfire hero. So far, I think only you and Fnatic have picked it. Are you kind of surprised by that? I thought it was like you see it in every pub, right?
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
surprised we don't see it as much here.
I'm not sure. It's like kind of player preference, I guess.
Okay,
I mean,
makes
I
sense.
personally enjoy it. It's like it's a new hero to Dota.
Yeah.
You have cookies. She has funny voice lines.
You have 3 skills you can use as support.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, Little Shredder, I don't know if I ever actually use it.
Maybe on
besides-
a- yeah.
It's good for dewarding,
Yeah.
I'll say that much.
True.
Maybe I'll get my Mjolnir unranked
One
style
day.
one day, but
it can be a little rare sometimes as a 5 position to do the most damage in a team fight. But with Snapfire,
Oh,
really easy, especially with the Faceless
Chrono.
Void
yes,
Kono.
I want to make it as easy as possible for
mean-
myself. Like when you ulti and then people try to like run around and dance and like I
Nah.
can't hit anything.
Yeah.
Nah, forget that.
Chrono, get all of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And look at that, Abed, 18-1 and 18. Man, had a pretty good game there.
Yeah, I mean, Queen of Pain. Who knew this was a hero, huh?
Yeah, who would have guessed? And Earth Spirit as well, right? 2 heroes, people really aren't picking up. Crit spammed, 40 games in a row in pubs I saw, but
Yeah.
first time we really get to see it.
He said garbage hero, apparently.
I don't know how good the hero is, but we just like we decided it's a good time to bust it out.
Who
It
can
seemed
I
like-
ask who called for it? Like, was it actually Crit saying like, "Give me the Earth Spirit here," or
I don't think so.
okay, it was just
We just kind of planned our second phase a little bit, like they have Death Prophet. We can maybe Roman him or something like that, and then they put it support, so it kind of changed. But whatever, it worked out.
Can we talk about that? What was your guys' reaction to? Oh, DJ picked that hero. It's not an off-lane Kunkka or something.
Honestly, like when we picked the Queen of Pen, we thought they're gonna do offlane Dev Prophet. Like
Okay.
Ice 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 is gonna play it. You know, it's it's Ice Ice Ice. You might just play it.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And then they took it like a step further and putting it on DJ, which was pretty random. But he killed me one fight,
True.
and yeah, that was it. I think.
That was it. So you guys aren't talking over and saying, Crit, buddy, you got to brush up on your Death Prophet a little bit more. We might have to steal this idea.
Yeah, no, I think there's like one European player that plays it like as position 5 in pubs. I've once played against him and he killed me, I think. I'm not sure how keen I am on that one, but
Okay.
Keep it in the bag. Are you glad you don't have to play tiebreakers?
I don't know, actually. It would have been fun. The games
The
are fun.
BO1s? They are. And it's so, okay, I mean, I might as well just ask you, who do you think's going to win it? Thunder, Predator, Liquid, a BO1?
Oh, wait, still like it's actually happening.
That's going to
then.
happen right after this interview.
You guys would have been in that tiebreaker, but
Yeah,
now it's
that
just the
would've been
two of
fun.
them.
Yeah, but now it's just Thunder, Predator, Liquid, one game. Who you got?
I mean, we lost to Liquid 2-0, so I
Yeah.
got to give it to
Give it
Liquid,
to them, okay.
just how it is. No, I think Liquid will take it, but Thunder Predator, they have some pretty cool players. Frank, the guy's
Frank
a
the
beast.
Tank, yo.
Yeah, his Bat Rider is scary,
He's nuts.
Yeah.
It's good.
You and Fnatic are the two teams from this LAN who are going to be attending the major, who are considered amongst the top teams at the major. Is there a sense of testing each other out when you play these games with each other, or is it still quite fun and chill?
I think, nobody wants to lose in Dota, right? Like,
Ever.
there's no such thing. Like, you have to get that out of here. There's no such thing as nobody's playing to win. There is, however, how much practice you put in.
Yeah.
For us, we just came here. Everyone came from home. We didn't play together for a while. I don't know how it is for Fnatic, but obviously we want to win. They want to win. We're all competitors in the end. So no matter what the game is, even if we're kind of practicing our heroes or we don't know exactly what we want to do right now, what's our optimal strategies, we're still going to do everything we can to win.
You're giving it your hardest, even if you're
Yeah.
testing stuff. That's the thing. Yeah, exactly.
Would you? So it sounds like the entire game plan for the strategy for the playoffs and the major isn't quite finished up. You feeling confident? You guys are getting good read on the current meta and getting that idea.
I think honestly our play here has been pretty sloppy. This is not like the EG we want to be or what we expect to be. So we do have a lot to work on, but that's a good thing, right? Like if we can recognize what we're doing wrong right now, we're going to be better. That's just how it is.
Yep.
What's the process for tightening up? Is it just more practice? Is it someone shouts at everyone, or?
I mean, when you lose games, or even if you win games, you should be able to look at it and be like, okay, all right, we can do this, this, and this better, and now we work towards that. Or maybe it's strategy, maybe it's how we move, or it could be a lot of things. So we have a lot to work on. That's just how it is.
Yeah, it's true. Well, we appreciate it, Fly. Casually getting that 1-1. You are moving on to the playoffs tomorrow. We'll let you head off. You still need to get your food and whatnot.
That's true.
Relax a little bit. So you're good to go.
All right.
Don't want to hold you here. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir. And now that means it is Liquid versus Thunder Predator. But before we do get into that, we want to give a shout out. Don't you guys like that swag?
I love swag.
I don't know if you have swag in the UK, Dan, but
Not after Brexit.
okay. Well, we got some
short supply
swag.
of
Yeah,
swag right now.
We
They
got
have-
the good stuff right here. You can check out the new Loot the Bet Dota Summit 12 exclusive designs and all the official Beyond the Summit merch at bts.gg/shop. You can see it all there. Some of the classics, the Farmer's Market, the dog from I think the Summit 3, Summit 2, one of the OG ones. Check it out, bts.gg/shop. And man, everyone thought we were done for today, but we're not. We have just one game, and nothing makes it hyper than a BO1 to just move on.
Yeah.
Straight up, and it's Europe versus South America. South America's known for these BO1s, man. The original unknown team, Qatar was on that when they beat Nubia as well. They've got the experience. The question is, are you guys at home ready? Well, I can't read chat. I'm going to assume you are, but the players need saying to get ready. We're going to take a short break when we get back. Team Liquid versus Thunder Predator.